1981 Camaro Z28. Spectacular.
Good morning, sir.
Nice to meet you, buddy. Thanks for having us. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
This is Gene back here working the camera. Whoo-wee. I love the way the sun hits it, man.
Yeah, if you see the sparkles.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
Nick added that, 'cause this is the original GM color from 1981.
okay.
Bright blue. And then he put that pearl in there just to give a little more kick.
It pops. We saw this in episode number 107. It was still under construction, still having some work done to it. Yeah. So to see now the final product and break it down, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be a great episode. We love our Camaros.
I know you do.
Yes, we do. Well, Mike, thanks again for having us to your house and showing us your Camaro. And thank you everyone for watching Cars, Shops, and Collections. My name is JC, that's Gene behind the camera. We're in Las Vegas and we have a lot of fun shooting these cars. And I'm excited because, as I mentioned walking up, I first saw your Camaro back in Nick's shop. We were still working on it, and to see the final product, I mean, it just looks spectacular.
Thank you. Yeah.
How long, well, when did you buy it?
I bought it in May of 2020, right
Okay.
when COVID started, and that
Okay.
was kind of my idea because I wasn't working and thought it'd give me something to do and play around with, and trying to find a good, honest mechanic. And here he comes.
Couldn't be any better.
Yep. And
sure enough, here comes Nick rolling up
yeah,
in his Magnum.
And the great thing about him is not only did I find a great mechanic, I made a good friend in the process.
Nick's an absolute great guy.
Yeah.
All right, well, should we let Nick now come join us? The timing was perfect. The timing was absolutely perfect. We were just talking about you, and all of a sudden, we hear the rumbling. Good to see you, buddy. How's it going, Nick?
Good.
Everyone, this is Nick, NSK Street Machines.
How you doing?
Nick, thanks for joining us, baby. Baby, I don't know why I just called you baby. I have no idea why I just called you. Baby. Baby.
I'm older than you now.
Thanks for being here, man. We appreciate it.
Welcome, you're welcome. Great to be here.
Okay, I didn't even know. Now go back to where to start with the Camaro. What was this like when Mike brought it to you? What condition was this in?
On a scale of 1 to 10, about a 5, 6.
Yeah, and we'll drop in the pictures too, because you have some of the pictures, right?
Yeah. We have the picture of it in dark blue. Had the anemic 305 in it. It was, it was clean. It was a very clean car. We started out, it was just going to be an engine build and a chassis build up and a brake build up, and then it snowballed into a total build, as all cars do in our shop.
Let's go back down and talk about, because the paint color. What do we do to the paint? Because you can see it when it hits in the sun.
Well, it's a factory blue.
Yeah.
Because he had the dark blue. He wanted the lighter blue. And then when I went to put the clear coat on it, I added a blue, a red, and a silver pearl into the first coat of clear, and then I turned around and just one coat of that, and then cleared it on top.
He gave me a sample first, and I checked it out.
Oh yeah, we went
I
back
remember
and
bringing
forth.
it home and a little card showing my wife, and she's like, "Oh yeah." She's like, "We're like, yep, that's it.
That's the color.
That's the color." Because it's an original paint code from 1981, bright blue.
Okay.
And then he added that to it to give it that
to
extra.
give it some pop.
But I like the blue, so.
And then this is the last year of Gen 2. Gen 2 is 1970 to 1981, so this is the last year you can get this Z28. We have a whole new body design, obviously, with Gen 3. I mean, I love the rear of the car, too, kind of the blacked out taillights, the classic Z28 in the back here. The striping, this is a whole different, obviously, striping kit that you guys put on.
Actually, it's a stock kit.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, Mikey picked it out. We discussed colors. We were going to do either the blue or the gray, and I thought the gray would look better with the silver wheels and the black interior, and it just kind of really set it off. So that was one thing that we both agreed upon after.
When you see a blue one, they put the blue striping on it, and it kind of just blends in. It doesn't really stick out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So I wanted something that would stick out more and go with the scheme of the car, the silver and the blue and the charcoal and the black.
So as you saw the pictures that we put in the episode there, the striping on the original one was that gold striping, and that's why you had the gold wheels.
Right, yeah, and I have them right in there.
And it had a tan interior too, so.
Okay, it was in tan interior?
The tan, they converted everything to black, yep.
But the 5-spoke, those are the same size wheels or different sizes?
It's 17" by 8.
Okay.
The originals were 15" by 7s.
Well, let's see under the hood.
Okay.
Because it started as what? You go back to 81.
The 305.
The 305
the 175 horsepower 305. And now it's a monster.
It is a beast underneath here.
Yes.
Want to give me an assist, Nick?
Sure.
Make sure it's popped. There we go.
Woo! Well over 450 horsepower.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It's pretty stout. It's got the
A lot of torque.
Edelbrock heads, comp cam, roller cam, roller rockers. It's a forged bottom end. It's pretty stout. And then it has the aftermarket American first fuel injection setup, which is capable of handling up to 700 horse.
Okay. How is it driving it?
Oh, it's great. Everywhere I go, it's like people are just looking at it. It's got a lot of torque.
Yep.
What I love about it though is because walking up, it's a 1981 Z28.
That's what I wanted.
Exactly.
That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
I wanted this part of it, that wow factor, when you pop the hood.
When you open
like,
it, you see it. Yeah, this is not.
where's the 305?
Yeah, exactly.
That an e-bike will beat you going down the street,
Yes.
you know.
And that's what people complained about with the Z28 back then. They had
Right.
that power.
Yep.
We got the power now. In the 80s, I mean, you buy this brand new in 1981. All through the 80s, you are, I mean, the coolest guy in high school.
Yep.
You're the king of the prom. You own the roads in 1980 with this car, or in the 80s with this car. I love it.
And it's funny you say that, because that's what I remember with this car. There was a kid in my school. I remember his name, Jeff. He had a black one with T-tops at the Auto 350.
Yes.
And he had a different girlfriend every week. and as a 15-year-old guy, you're like, I want to be him.
Yeah, I want to be him.
This is it, because that's what we had at the time. You had this or the Corvette, you know, or the Firebird. There really wasn't much else out there.
Well, I was reading it since I'm doing some research, and you go back to 1981, and you get towards the tail end of 1981, and they were dropping the price of these
Oh, yeah,
by 3,000 or 4,000 because they know the Gen 3's coming out, and people, if they're going to buy a new Camaro, they wanted the new look to it.
Yep.
Do you know, Mike, when this was bought in 81?
It was sold in March of 81
Okay.
at Livermore Chevrolet, All-Star Chevrolet in Livermore, California. Talking about the price.
Look at this. Oh my gosh.
$9,735.23. And you can see how it was optioned out there.
Look at that.
You can see the dealer on the top there, All-Star Chevrolet. It was built in the last week of February between the 27th and the 28th. And
Air conditioning, AM radio, the dark blue metallic paint we're talking about there.
Yep. You're
You're mentioning, the camel vinyl bucket seats. How cool is that? 16 miles to the gallon? What do you think we're getting now?
probably 6. Depends how you drive.
Depends on how your foot is in it. It probably gets pretty good gas mileage because, you know, the fuel injection. So.
But I do love, though, estimated on $1.55 a gallon.
Not anymore.
Those days are long gone. Yep.
Let's see inside, because we didn't get to really see inside it. You were still working on it. Can I open it up?
Absolutely, go for it.
And Mike, okay, let's go on the other side here. And I want you to tell me something you were saying off camera, and I think we really need to get this on camera. You said we're talking, thanking Nick and everything, but you said you also want to thank your wife too.
Yeah, I do want to thank my wife, Janine. She has been nothing but gracious with this whole thing and understanding and very supportive. She knows I've always been a car guy.
Yeah.
And she knew this was turned into a dream of mine to build this car, but I just wanted to thank her because I know she'll eventually see this video and that I love her very much, and I appreciate all her support.
To all the wives that support their husbands and the husbands that support their wives that have the car passion, and to the couples that have the car passion together.
Right. If you're married, you need to have a wife like that for this kind of a
supportive
thing. But yeah, this was all original camel tan. I had replaced I got another dash from another Camaro.
Came out nice.
Incredible.
And,
so I'm sorry, you got a dash from another Camaro?
Yep, and the dash from another Camaro.
Can I sit inside?
Yeah, absolutely, okay. Yeah. New carpet, new center console, new headliner. And believe it or not, JC, these are the original seats.
Are they really?
They have been dyed black.
So this is original upholstery and everything?
Original seat, front and back seats.
No kidding.
The original steering wheel.
Yeah, the rope style steering wheel?
Right.
Yes.
And but the center console, the carpet, the headliner, that's been replaced. The original dash was all cracked. And then this, of course, is aftermarket, and they sell that whole kit, with the dash bezel and everything.
The odometer gauges.
With the odometer gauges.
We go to 160. If you're to drive this when you drove off the lot in 81, I think it's at peak 85, right?
Yes.
Yeah, 85. It's embarrassing.
Yep, 85 miles an hour.
The original AC controls, everything to the left.
Yep, and it's got working AC and heat. And,
best, by the way, just my best placement for an event.
Yeah, it is.
You want an event right in front of you.
You do.
I just love it. So no, obviously not the T-tops.
And also, this car did not come with power windows or power door locks, so we converted it. And also, we swapped out the column to put in a tilt column because it makes it much easier to get in and out of.
Okay.
So those things were sourced from other cars. All new glass.
All new glass.
Yeah.
Where do you find the glass for it?
They're available.
Is it
Plastic
through the
Industries,
aftermarket,
a lot of the
through
places.
the glass shops.
Yeah.
Yeah. We unfortunately
trim.
I broke the glass in the front once.
You did? Working on this?
Working on it. Yeah. I was doing something, slipped and cracked.
Did you? Did
Yeah.
you know that?
I had to buy a new one.
I did, yeah, I did, because he told me and he had to replace it on his dime, which he wasn't happy about. But this is the all original trim.
Okay.
And it came black like that from the factory, but when I got it, of course, it was all back to silver because it just been faded out.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, I put a lot of time into prepping this for him to paint it. But yeah, all the window trim, it's all the original trim there. And of course, the taillights have been replaced, with, aftermarket.
Whatever he could buy new, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, all polyurethane bushings, every bushing that had been replaced from the core support to the frame, added subframe connectors.
We used the UMI suspension package.
UMI stage
front and
2,
rear.
yeah.
That comes with the extra sway bars, the heavier sway bars. It comes with the shocks. all
The
way
handles are
around,
really
and
good.
then it also has the control arms, upper and lower.
If this was the T-top option car, could you put that much torque and horsepower in it? You could?
Yeah, because the frame is tied underneath. We tied the front subframe to the rear frame.
Okay. You
so
did
it,
that.
yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah, subframe
So-
connectors, that's
Yeah.
exactly what you
it
need.
stiffens it up quite a bit. And like I said, this thing handles like a slot car, like the Corvette.
Yeah.
From
handles
But if you
very
would go
good.
back to 1981, drive this off the lot, and let's say we had that size of an engine and put it
go
inside
like
there.
this. You get a lot of
couldn't.
caliber.
Right, you cannot.
Yeah.
You
Definitely.
could, but yeah, you get a lot of cowl shake.
I was watching a commercial for a 1981 Z28, this vintage commercial, and they didn't call it T-tops, they called it a T-roof. I thought
Right.
that was the
they did.
T-roof option.
And actually, it was a Hearst that developed the T-top back in the 70s, and they were introduced on the Oldsmobile Cutlasses.
Okay.
And then, because they were such a popular option, GM put them all into the different cars. And they were the Fisher style
Yes.
T-top, and then there was the Hearst style
Yes.
T-top. So later on in their life.
It's what's left of the build sheet.
Oh, wow.
I kept it. You can kind of piece it together and see some of that was under the driver's seat. The one that was on the fuel tank wasn't readable.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. But you can go through there and see that it has a 342 posi rear. It has the original Borg-Warner 4-speed transmission.
That's great.
And then this is the dealer invoice. And as you can see here, this is the estimated build date between the 27th and 28th of February. And down here, it tells you somewhere in here when they took delivery of it. March 9th, yeah.
81, yeah.
So, and it probably ordered that way or shortly sold after that, And
is
then
that
of
the
course,
original?
yep. I got the owner's manual, and then of course one of these.
Yes.
You don't see these in the dealers no more.
No.
You know what I mean? Because of course I got the special page for all your, options on the Z28.
Who did this? Because I used to do this. I remember as a kid, like my dad just taking me to a dealership and pretending
them.
we're going to buy it. And then you
grab
go for
all the brochures,
you go for a test
guilty,
drive, and they're like, "Whoa,
guilty."
Mr. Fernandez, you're taking a brochure." And I just go home and just look at these brochures. And then when I got my license, I would go to the dealership. Complete lie, but I would go, "Oh, my dad was thinking about buying me a such and such car. Can I take it for a test drive?" And then we go for a test drive, and they go, "This kid's dad's gonna buy him a car." They're just lying. I just want to drive the car.
I did the same.
Did you say that?
When the IROCs came out.
Yeah.
And my dad was looking to buy a car, and I got the test drive the IROC in
Yeah.
'85. Yeah.
You just go, my dad's gonna buy me a car. They think I'm some spoiled kid. Let's start it up. This is what I think we should shut the
Maybe
hood.
Get rid of that stuff
Yeah.
here. Put it down.
This
for
is
you.
gonna be.
Yeah, just stick it over.
I think this is gonna be the clip that we post and people watch over and over.
Shut her
Can I
down.
shut it?
Yeah. There we go. All right.
Let's get full.
Open up the pipes, Mikey.
Okay.
How amazing is this?
Can't tell which way they're open.
They're open.
Okay.
That's not your standard 305.
Standard. It has cutouts. So that's why you're hearing it a little louder than normal. But you can hear that cam, the thump, and that's what we like, and that gives it the horsepower.
There's a nice little rumble to it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it really is. All right, we gotta go for a ride.
Go for it.
We gotta go for a ride. All right.
Okay. You know, one thing we had to do after we got this car running and driving, it had the original clutch for the 305, and it could not hold the power.
Oh no, I saw that video. Yeah.
Yeah, and so we had to upgrade the clutch. We put I think it's McLeod, it's called, high performance street clutch. It's good for up to like 700 horsepower.
Okay.
I'm still learning this car myself. You know, I haven't had it back but for 2 weeks now.
Yeah, because I saw Nick had posted the video that it's done, and I saw he took it out for a test drive, and I sent him a message, like, we got to come out. We got to come out and see Mike. How does it feel? I mean, like mentally driving it. This is like this is your dream car.
It is.
You bought it. You have it built to the way you want it. How does that feel?
It's surreal. I told my wife last night, I was looking at it and I go, I just can't believe this is in my garage from what it came from to what it is now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like just unbelievable to me that I had a hand in it too. That was a great thing about Nick, is he taught me a lot and he put me to work.
Yeah.
You know, and not many people are going to do that for you, you know, and like that's what I said, that's how we became friends, you know. I sanded this car down myself.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah,
that's cool.
With his, the hood had to be replaced because it was bowed. We replaced the fenders, the trunk lid because.
So the hood's brand new.
It's actually off another Camaro. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, of course, yeah.
But I'm sure they sell them too, you know, aftermarket. Like.
She's waving you on. She wants to take a look at it. She wants to see it.
But one of my big things, make sure everything works, like all your gauges, the lights, reverse lights. And I know I saw you in a video, the guy had that white Camaro, and this is set up the same way. You gotta have it in reverse.
Yes, yeah.
To start it, and you gotta have it in reverse to be able to get the key out. It wasn't like that when I got it. That was disconnected. Somebody disconnected it.
And you had it reinstalled?
I had it reinstalled because I wanted it like that.
You wanted it to be period.
I wanted it to be
correct,
correct in that aspect, because other than it looking the same and the wheels being different, nothing else is period correct, because it's all been upgraded to what I think they were probably more than capable of at the time of doing, you know? But of course, with the EPA, you know, they had their restrictions, but.
And you're talking about that 81 Camaro Z28 at Nevada Classics that had less than 10,000 miles.
Yeah, that was neat.
That was just gorgeous.
And this is where some people kind of gave me a little flack, because this car was 100% original when I got it. It had the 305. You know, nothing had been.
How many miles on it when you bought it?
It had originally 95,251 miles.
Okay.
Yep. We got power windows, power door locks, and my buddy I bought the car from, he had gave me the doors that were all set up that way, and the story behind that was he had bought this car back in 2014 with the idea of restoring it.
Yeah, you feel that? Yeah.
That's what the best part of it is, just raking through those gears, just feeling that little pushback, you know? I mean, look at that steering, just straight.
Spot on.
Look at that.
We're not pulling to the left, we're not pulling to the right.
No, I mean, we had it aligned, but yep. You got your the computer and the mini amp in there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the computer for the fuel injection, and that's the mini amp for the stereo. We didn't really have much other choice, but I got this storage in here, and of course I got the cutouts.
Oh yeah, the cutouts are down there, right?
So you get next to somebody, you want to give them a little more, like okay.
So you can make it quieter?
Yep, this is the stock with the Flowmasters right now. And then you can make it, of course.
How's it back there, Gene?
That's all right. Not too bad.
The ashtrays, right?
You don't want to drive cross country like that though, huh? Yeah.
I know the original build sheet and everything. Do you know the lineage of how many owners have had the car?
For my friend I bought it from, I'm probably suspected to be the third or fourth owner.
Okay.
Yeah, he told me the guy he bought it from believed he was the second owner because it had been passed around in the family. But
What did you have before this, or was this your first dabble into muscle cars?
No, I've I've had many. The last one I had before this, I had a '74 Duster with a 360 in it.
Oh, nice.
And Nick had done some work on that, and I had some issues with it, but I got rid of that. I finally decided I don't have enough money to be a Mopar guy. They're very expensive, man. Chevy, you can find parts just about everywhere and anywhere. I had a '75 Firebird.
Oh, you did?
That was upgraded with a 350. You know, I had several IROCs and Formula 350s from the '80s. A '72 Satellite I had, '68 Dart.
Okay.
Yeah, I've had. If you ask Nick, he'll tell you not only old cars but new cars. I'm the only guy he knows had more cars in the past 5 years than anybody he knows.
We're pulling out. We're wondering if you have anything else in your garage.
Yeah, well, it's just my mom's Buick, and then my little Equinox out there.
But this is not a bad car to have. This is great, Mike.
Thank you. Yeah, I love it. Of course, the air induction is not needed anymore, but we still put a vent in there.
Yeah, so right there, before it would be the flaps, right?
Right, when you hit that,
yeah, it will pop open.
Pop open, go right into the carb. But with this setup, of course, that's not needed. So, but we still made it somewhat functional to get air breathing through there. You know, Nick custom made that little screen, and
yeah, because normally it's like blacked out, like the garage doors right there. Yeah.
Yeah. So as soon as you hit that, and that was the cool thing back then. They were trying to bring back that nostalgia from the '60s and early '70s, like the Chevelles had the cowl hood and all that. You know.
What do the neighbors think?
Oh.
That dog wants some. There's Z28.
I warned all the neighbors about it coming home and it being loud.
Oh, did you really?
And they all know me and my car.
Why don't we park it on the side here?
Over here?
Yeah, because we get full sun right here.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and we get a shot of it. Yeah, we're clear right here. Yeah, it's perfect.
See how that doesn't go?
Yeah.
So now you can hear it in the column, you know?
Yep.
You can hear that rod that's attached to that. Then I needed this because it just...
Yeah, it makes it easier to get out. But yeah, I love the period correct with it putting it in reverse. Just before we wrap up, you can see full sun on it. So this is the original wheel that Mike was talking about it. Let's put it up here.
They're basically the same height.
Yeah.
But the difference is the rim. So the profile's lower. You'll have a better handling tire. You don't have that tall sidewall, which flexes.
Yep.
And the lower profile, the less flex.
Okay.
And that's what gets you the grip.
Okay. Before. Boom, after. Well, Nick, Mike, thank you so much.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate you coming out.
What a beauty. Gorgeous.
You can call me Mikey now.
And Mikey. Hey, baby.
That's for sure.
Nick, baby. Well, thank you guys for watching. This has been a fun episode.
Thanks for having us
2025 is the year of Camaros for us. And it's not a bad thing. So if you want your car featured on the show, put the information there coming up here on the screen. But thank you all for watching. We appreciate it. That was fun.
Thank you.
That was fun.
If you want your car, shop, or collection featured on the show, then shoot us an email at carshopsandcollections@gmail.com. That's carshopsandcollections@gmail.com. And thanks for watching, and be sure and subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes of Cars, Shops, and Collections. There's a familiar face in this episode.
Oh, okay.
Actually, a familiar car in this episode. So if you go back to episode 107, that's where we went to see Nick at NSK Street Machines. Because he won the Car Shops and Collections Award at a car show I went to. We were giving it to him for his F100. But he was working on a 1981 Camaro Z28. And that is done. The owner's name is Mikey, and that's where we're going to go see. We're going to go see Mikey's completed Camaro. But Nick is going to be joining us to kind of break down the build.
Okay, I needed a map for that one.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
You'll recognize Nick. We had an award to give to Nick. We went to Nick, we gave him the award. Inside Nick's shop, he was working on a Camaro. That Camaro is now done. We're going to go see the guy who owns the Camaro, and Nick is going to join us.
Oh, that's good. Okay. The Cliff Notes version. Are you guys still watching?
This is not making it. Dear God.
They were already tuned
Yeah,
out.
like, all right, we're out. Yeah, that's cool. We've seen enough.